Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at King in Black, issue 5. This is a miniseries from Marvel Comics written by Donny Cates, pencils by Ryan Stegman, inks by J.P. Mayer and Ryan Stegman, color art by Frank Martin and Jason Keith. BC's Clayton Cowles did the letters. Ryan Stegman, J.P. Mayer, and Frank Martin did the cover. Assistant editor was Danny Kazem, Devin Lewis, editor, Nick Lowe, executive editor. So the Silver Surfer shows up to help fight Knull, and it looks like some of the heroes are back and they're ready to jump into action, but Venom shows up with his newfound power base, and he combines Thor's hammer with the Silver Surfer's surfboard through the magic of storytelling and proceeds to go completely insane on the bad guys. And he also goes after Knull, of course, which leads to a big knockdown drag out where Eddie even has to fight a Sentinel. Thankfully, with his newfound cosmic powers, he is able to equal Knull quite handily, even going beyond that, and we get a really solid resolution. We even get some follow-up on Blade and the vampires, and things kind of return to status quo except for Eddie, who now has some serious power. He also has to kind of deal with Dylan and the corruption that is within him before the power that was in him leaves. But now he has a new role, and it's interesting to see where this might go, but it was a good resolution. I enjoyed the book. I thought it was fun. It wasn't the greatest thing, but it was pretty solid, and I thought the miniseries was a lot of fun, but you really have to have read a lot of the Venom books in order to get the most out of this. Otherwise, it'll probably feel like a pretty fun book, but you'll miss a lot of the storyline for what led up to all of this if you haven't been reading all 35 issues of Venom and probably Absolute Carnage, and probably a lot of one-shots as well. But I thought it was good, and they did a real good job bringing Eddie back and possibly another hero, and utilizing a somewhat lesser-known hero, but they changed him pretty significantly for the purposes of this story, and I think it's not a bad change, but we'll see how they use it in the future. I don't want to give too much away because that is kind of a major spoiler for issues 3 and 4. But yeah, I thought the book series was good, and I thought it was worth a read, but like I said, if you're not going to read the entire run of Venom for this era, then it's really not worth it. You're not going to get the most out of it, and the story beats and impacts will have a lot less effect, and a lot of the elements you're going to just be like, what is this about? So to leave you with more questions if you don't read the Venom 1 through 35 as well. On that front, I would say try and get this in some kind of omnibus or trade paperback collected work with the Venom stuff as well, and that'll make it a little bit more interesting. Unfortunately, there are some pretty weak storylines in the Venom series, so that's a bit of a trade-off. But like I said, I enjoyed this. I thought it was good, and I have read the Venom books, so I think it really had a much bigger impact by having read those books. So take that for what you will. And the art is pretty solid throughout. If you like Stegman's art, this is some of his better work. I thought it worked really well for what they were doing. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, share it on your social media, and subscribe if you haven't. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.